Hey, what's up, guys? It's August 6th. We're back at the coast. This time we're on the jet ski. I put in at the same place I put in to go to Shackelford Banks. It's the only boat launch that I know of. I'm sure there's more. But this time, rather than doing the 2 miles or so to Shackelford Banks, I'll be doing 15 miles up the coast to Guthrie Hammock. It's still part of a Cape Lookout National Seashore, but it's my hope that there's less people. I do want to check out this place at Shackelford Banks before I start that haul. When I was researching stuff, I learned that there's a cemetery on the island, and I want to find it, check it out. Great weather forecasted. I've actually tried to get out a couple times since my last video. It's been like 3 months, but between weather and personal commitments, just couldn't really get it together. So let's get on with it. It's perfect out here right now. Looking forward to this one. I was traveling up and down the shore and I saw this sign, so I guess it's exactly where they left it. Let's go check it out. I'm a sucker for cool cemeteries, so this is pretty rad. That was pretty neat. A lot of the graves were from the early 1900s, late 1800s. There's an 18-year-old girl buried there. She had, I guess, been married for a little bit over a year. I don't know how people feel about, their ancestors having been dead 100 years and then being put on YouTube. So I just let them rest, right? But anyways, on with it. If you're in the mood to come find this spot yourself, there is a big, beautiful tree that is down right on the shore. But as a marker. So, all right. On with it. I've reached Guthrie's Hammock. I did an average of somewhere between 30 and 40 miles an hour to get here. The water's super smooth and not too many boats out. Of course, it doesn't take me 2 hours to go 15 miles, but there was some putzing around and so forth. But anyways, I'm here at Guthrie Hammock, and there are trees. Unfortunately, there's no clear way to get to them. And I certainly have a reservation about damaging plant life on dunes. So I'm going to keep checking things out. I was hoping to beat high tide, but high tide is in about 45 minutes. In any event, I'm going to keep checking things out, and worst case scenario, I can always head back to Shackelford Banks and still have a nice night at the ocean. My goal, though, is to find some trees, a clear place to hang my hammock around here. This part of the island must be very narrow because I can hear the waves pretty clearly behind me. So I'm gonna see what I can find moving forward, and fingers crossed we were able to find something. So I traveled much farther than I had anticipated, which is all right. I brought some extra fuel. But anyway, so I see some trees in the distance and a clear path leading to them. So I pull up to check it out. Even though it would have been quite a walk, still probably would have been worth it. Unfortunately, right on the beach, there's signs going down that this area is closed. It's a bird sanctuary. So, I guess I'll turn around and keep an eye out for spots on my way back, but night on the beach is a night on the beach. I'm not gonna complain about it. And really, this trip was to try out new equipment just as much as it was to see new places. So I guess that's what'll happen. One of the pieces of that equipment that I'm trying out today is this rack made by coolpwc.com. It's a cooler rack that straps to the back of your jet ski, and you can get optional Rotopax mounts. So I got the 3.5 gallon Rotopax add-on, and then I went to Rotopax and ordered extensions and potable water jugs. That way I don't have to mess around with a bunch of water bottles or anything like that when I come out to the coast. So it's going to be warm water. You can freeze them, but I didn't bother. This will be my first experience fueling up with the Rotopax jugs. They have one of those safety nozzles on them, and I'm not entirely sure how that works, but I guess we're about to find out. First things first, though, I need to drink. These also have come with nozzles, but these are the 1.75 gallon water jugs. So that was 3.5 gallons, and it nearly topped the tank off. So it'll be interesting to see how the jet ski handles with uneven weight over the back. I don't think it'll make that big of a deal, but then again, I'm not a terribly experienced jet skier. I guess I'm going to start working my way back down. I'll keep my eye out for possible camp spots. Worst case scenario, spend the night at Shackelford Banks in a different spot. And to be honest, that's really not that bad of a case scenario. So anyways, I'm burning daylight here, so I'm gonna scoot down there as fast as I can. Last time I was here, it was like a day trip, and I got up close and personal with some dolphins, and I just came across a massive ray. It had to have had a wingspan of 5 feet. Hopefully the footage, I was able to get it on camera. So I'm back at Shackelford Banks. It took maybe 20 minutes or so. I just pegged it, and this thing gets up to about 70 on flat water. It's a little choppy, but anyways, 20 minutes or so. Before I even bother finding camp, I want to try something that I've never tried before, and that's crabbing. I have crabbed like hand lining when I was a kid, but I got this collapsible trap off of Amazon, and from what I understand, you're supposed to set it, like the best time to catch crabs in a trap is between 2 hours before and 2 hours after high tide, and it's an hour after high tide. Nevertheless, I'm going to set it, I'm going to bait it, set it, and check on it after, come dinner time. So I put together a crabbing bag, and in it is the trap and the float with my name on it and address, and also some line that it's non-lead core sinking line so that it doesn't get caught in props of boats and stuff, and it helps keep the trap on the ground. And this is the trap itself. Springs open, and there's a little zipper pouch to put, that's to get the crabs out. This is like the little bait bag. I only brought drumsticks, and they're not going to fit in that, so I guess I'm just going to throw some drumsticks in here, and the crabs come in this way, and they're not supposed to be able to get out. Okay, go get them. So I was able to find a pretty clutch spot to hang the hammock, camp for the night. I'll show you here in a second. Before I start all that though, I want to start lunch. I'm trying something a little different this time. I'm gonna do some Packet Gourmet. This is the chicken hot wings wrap. I didn't bring wraps, but I'll just eat it out of this. It's just add 4 ounces of cool water, and let it soak for 15 minutes. It's kind of hard to say whether I added enough water or not enough water. I could have very well just measured it out in my cup, but out of laziness I didn't feel like digging around my gear to find it. I'm just kind of massaging it right now. Can always add more though. Alright, 15 minutes. In the meantime, check this spot out. Look at this. Nice jet flying overhead. Yeah, this is great. So, I'm gonna hang my tent on between a couple of these trees back here, and I sprayed it down with permethrin really good. And before I even started unpacking stuff up here, I sprayed myself head to toe with bug spray. I don't care to be bothered by bugs. And our neighbor, real nice dude, he's building this boat in his garage. But anyways, I see him every now and then, and I catch up with him. Hey, how's the boat going? Whatever. Turns out that dude was bit by a tick that made him allergic to meat. Now, I'd heard of this tick. I thought it was a bunch of baloney. But this guy can't eat meat, and that's not a risk I'm willing to take. So, sprayed myself down real good. I think we'll be alright for the night. It's been about half an hour since I added water to this. It feels pretty rehydrated. I've tried Packet Gourmet meals in the past, just not any of their cold soak meals, so this is looking forward to it. Can't beat an easy lunch. Oh. Ooh, it smells really good. Let's see. Okay. Ooh, got some spice to it. I'm not sure if it's... Maybe I just got, maybe I just got a little, add some Texas Pete. Probably would really be good on a wrap. All right, Packet Gourmet. They delivered. Probably could use a little bit more water, but it's pretty good. Some of the larger chunks are a little bit chewy. But I'm going to go ahead and finish that. Relax for a little bit. I'll catch up with you guys shortly. I picked up this collapsible net off of Amazon, thinking Well, if I don't catch any crabs in the trap, I might hand line some. But I was walking down the beach, and this is one of those tide pools. And since the tide is going out, all the water is rushing down this little channel back into the sound. So my plan is just to wait, maybe walk up and down this little stream here and see if I could just nab some crabs. So I was able to catch a couple crabs, no keepers though. But I brought this little guy back to show you. What I do is I empty the net out onto dry ground, and I use the handle of the net to kind of occupy their front end, the business end, while I grab their swimmerettes, which are there's two swimming legs on the back end, right? And that's how you can handle them safely. And you can tell the sex of a crab by the bottom. Right here in the middle, it's called the apron, and you can see that this one's pointy, goes straight up, so that's a male. And one day you're going to be someone's dinner, but not tonight, my friend. Look at this guy. Send him back. So hopefully we'll have better luck with the trap. All right, with the tide going out and the sun's sort of getting ready to set, I figured I'd go check the crab trap. I'd like to let it soak for another hour or so, but this just seems to be the smarter choice. So let's go give it a look. You may be asking yourself at this point, where's the crabs? Where's the crab trap? I don't know. I went and looked for it. And since it's low tide and the sun is kind of getting lower, there's a good glare on the water. So I ran aground twice. In a kayak, you could just get out and be on your way. Push it a little bit. Jet ski weighs about 800 pounds. Twice. Luckily, I was able to get it unstuck with a lot of cursing. And I got it pretty much back here before I ran it aground again. And there it'll stay. I anchored it. I'm done for the night. So anyways, worst case scenario, I lost the crab trap, which is a bummer. I don't like the idea of littering. Best case scenario, I find the trap on my way out tomorrow, and it's filled with crabs that I can put on ice and steam at home. But as far as I'm concerned right now, not worried about it. I did bring dinner anyways, so... Anyways, I'm going to take a couple minutes to decompress, relax, maybe take some ibuprofen. Then we'll start dinner. I got a new grill. It's actually kind of like a fire pit. It's made by UGO Gear, which is the same company that makes the, what's it called? Grilliput Quattro, which I have. It's kind of a pain to put together. I don't particularly like it all that much. I much prefer just a bushcraft grill grate, which you've seen in other videos. But I didn't want to start a fire because it's pretty warm out, and I didn't know what the wood situation would be like And I wanted also to check this out, because if it's raining, I could bring this and burn. Like I brought a bag of charcoal. Um, it's a bit much. This whole trip has been a bit much, but it's been fun, and I have no regrets. So, anyway, this comes in a nice little canvas bag, and let's see. I put it together at home. It went together really quickly, but I'll show you how it sets up. This chair just broke. Same place as it always does. It's time to get some new chairs. Anyways, back to this grill. Comes with a little grate grabber. The grill grate itself. And the fire pit. Super easy setup. Look at that. Grill grate goes right on top. And this is there to remove this. So, I'm excited to try it out. Let's give it a go. I got the Quick Light charcoal, of course. Ah, great. Okay. Huh. Okay, so finally got this going. Coals are kind of burning down. It's enough room for one very large steak. I tried boiling or steaming some potatoes and asparagus on it, but it just wasn't hot enough. So I have those in my pot on my stove, and hopefully everything should be done around the same time. I've been fighting this chair pretty good. So I think I'm just gonna give up with that. Let's take this steak off here. Looks good. Okay. So this little fire pit worked pretty well. It was kind of a pain to light, but that's not the grill's fault. So I would use it again. I think I will use it again at some point. Anyways, time to eat dinner. A late dinner. And I'll probably turn in for the night. But I hope you are all having a nice evening. And I'll catch you in the morning. Morning. I slept for like 11 hours last night, which is unreal. I say that every time I sleep in the hammock, but it's so comfortable. I feel like beach camping got the best of me again. I just it's tough, man. I feel like everyone has this like romantic notion about beach camping, and I love the ocean. I love being at the beach, but I'm missing something, and it's probably due to laziness on my part. I feel like if I would spend a little bit more time like rinsing off with fresh water and just stuff like that, I feel like it would be more comfortable. But it's tough. I'm just not used to it yet, I guess. But I miss the woods and I miss my kayak. So, in any event, I'm going to get my stuff packed up here. Hopefully, it looks like it's going to rain. But they're not calling for any rain. But I'm going to get everything packed up. Try to get the jet ski off its hull and into the water. And try to find that crab trap. All right, nearly all packed up. Still have a couple things to get on the jet ski. There's this storm that passed over the mainland. It's about a mile away, and it's over there now. There's some thunder and lightning, but as you can see, the jet ski is still very much beached, so I'm gonna have to wait for the tide to come in, which it's in the process of doing. But hopefully I'll be able to find that crab trap. Otherwise, it might have been a poacher, though I doubt it. But so, guess I'm gonna fuel up while I have the time and finish packing. So this is the mount for the Rotopax. This is the standard mount, just this part, and then this is the extension, and this is the thing you use to tighten it down. So the way this works, let's see if I can do this one-handed. You just slide it on like yay. Then it's got, let's loosen it a little bit. This little nut here will hold this on, and you tighten this. It's got these nice detents, so you know, so it's a sure fit. It's a sure fit for sure. So that's that guy. We'll grab one of these water jugs. Rinse it off first. And then this fella slides on just like that, and it's the same thing. Lock the first handle in place, tighten it down, done. This was a good purchase. I'm very pleased with the convenience of this rack. find a crab trap. Hopefully. Probably not. That's the one. This is the crab that I can't identify. I don't know what kind of crab that is. Perhaps one of you guys can give me a clue. Bye. So there's 3 of those. That was the smallest one. And there's one blue crab. Alright, well that's it. Got the crab trap. Smells. Really looking forward to having that in my car. But I'm glad that it's not just floating out there in the sea. I appreciate it if you've watched this far. I think it's time to get back to the woods, back in the kayak. I'm looking forward to that. I have some things planned, so stay tuned. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.